Hi guys, back for a bit of Civ. I really need to clear those out. So, end game. We've sort of been in it since we killed Hyborim, but yeah, as we found out last time, we're maybe a dozen turns away from potentially having 2 more sort of disciple units, prophets or sages, to enable what will then be 1 away from being able to complete the altar of the Lunator. Actually, what is it called? I always call it altar of the Lunator. Altar of the Luonotar. So Luonotar. Luonotar. Well, Lunator is fine to me. I always associate it with the moon, so it'll do. Yeah, 95 turns. That's going to take too long. So let's end that. We started mithril weapons. Research. If I can find mithril, that'll give us another +1 to our units, like our archers, champions. If you like the sort of the base spine, basic kind of fighting units that have those upgrade paths. I think the chariot as well, maybe. Actually, I'm not. Can I actually? Maybe I can't use mithril. I don't know. Maybe it's something that just the dwarves do. We'll find out. We're pretty close to our invasion fleet being kind of like ready to depart to Oscar Balar's land. Here's one guy. Let's give in. Don't think they're dealing. Are they living? Good question. I might just give him strength. And he's got 1, 2. Ah, we do have mithril. Okay. So yeah, we definitely will find out if we can use that or not. Okay, let's go there. We'll wait because we want to build a work thing there. Yeah, I think I'm just going to build a huge forest here to kind of protect that northern region. Yeah, so we're just pushing. Okay, so now he's still got. Yeah, he's doing infirmary, but he's not well. They're all just on a culture push. Now then, what am I doing? Yeah, he's those arquebuses that Yvain has developed. They're super strong. Wow, look at all these promotions. It'll be interesting. It looks like Garrim has kind of given up the idea of taking him out. So I mean, it kind of shows, you know, just how important a particular technology can be, because Auric was basically toast. You know, when these cities here fell, and this one as well. It was just like that was. It just seemed like that was going to be the end. Yeah. He didn't have anything at all to answer the massed might of those sort of gargoyle units with their fire attack, splash damage attack that Garrim gear was fielding. But now, you know, he's gone top tier kind of technology. He's got muskets, yeah, from having the gunpowder there, and he's also got man of wars, which we don't have. I'm not, you know, it's kind of far away, I'm not too worried. I mean, if that war started to change, if suddenly he starts to go up the rankings and he starts to take and defeat Garrimgear's cities and give Bassium a hard time, I mean, I think the game will be over before then. Hopefully I'd have the Tower of the Lunator done by then. But he could start to be a problem on our coasts with his gunpowder powered man of wars. Yeah, I'm gutted. I didn't get any gunpowder, did I? So we researched that ages ago. I think there was one right over here. Yeah, there. Excuse me for the crackly voice. So there is one there. Is there any up here? Oh, that's a shame. No, we're gunpowderless. I mean, that might change quite quickly. I can't see any. Okay, there's some there. So I'd have to get into a full kind of campaign war scenario with Oscar Balar. If I went west instead of north. No, it doesn't look like it. So she has 1, 2. Yeah, she's got 2. Yeah, we're sort of, the plan is roughly to kind of probably land here and head in this direction, take out Varstag, and then sort of like go north really, and sort of take out all of this. So conceivably I could end up with gunpowder, but it's going to be a way off, so not for us for now. We'll manage without it. I mean, I think the way it's rejigged in Fall from Heaven is gunpowder's, you know, gunpowder and mithril are one of the kind of final tech things, you know, so we don't get nuclear weapons or anything like that. Stops with gunpowder and basic gunpowder units that Auric now has, like the arquebus and the cannon. There's improvements over catapults and longbowmen. Oh, damn. That's goddamn Bassium killing me. This is... I mean, I guess I don't need... Should I declare nationality? I'll declare nationality. Okay, we were flying under like a pirate flag. As they did in the you know, in the pirate era. So where are we gonna sit? Where's a good place to see what's going on? Yeah, look at him, he's just gargoyle with columns. Yeah, I think it kind of took the wind out of his sail as well, really. Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of defences in these cities. He needs to be careful. Can I go up on this hill? What a... Oh, okay, there we go, yes. Couple of gargoyle. Yeah, I could see... Oh, it's going to be interesting. I wish this had a bigger range view. If I go there. Okay, well he's been destroyed, his army obviously. Yeah, we're just waiting. Now that we had another bunch waiting. Where did they go? Okay, let's zoom in a bit. So we obviously had these guys out and about. They did our mithril wine. And now we're waiting for that to turn into from a new forest to a forest, and then we'll build a work mill on there or something. So what happened to... Ah, there they are. Oh, yes, forest, go. That's new forest, go. Yeah. Oh, damn it. I bet you next... No. That would be unfortunate. Yeah, because I should have checked last term. Yeah. Hopefully I get another term where they stay forest, so I can have time to build the lumber mills.
We hear the call.
Oh, who's that? Oh, it's a barbarian caravel. Okay, I suddenly... Alright, I suddenly thought someone was going to declare war on me. Okay. That was a bit cheeky. So, money changer. I mean... how that got through my frigate defence line there, I don't know, that's a bit worrying. Because I mean that could have taken hollowed units with it as well. I need to resort that out. So we did something for money. I'll do a dungeon. Yes. Okay. So we might just hang him there and see what he does. Okay, you're just gonna heal. Fly west. And it always sounds like it says Dr. Jones. New forest, where to turn. Now then, let's have a look here. Did you take any damage? Queen of the line. Don't we did. But that should not have happened. So we'll see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we've basically got so we've still got quite a lot of units that could go there. So the question then becomes, I think, I was kind of doing culture under the, so 2 turns, okay, so I'm not gonna fiddle with that one. But this guy is 92 turns away from a great person. So I think we're gonna build some units. Two. Oh, I can promote him. Go to it. So he's gone back to our seat of learning after spending all his time kind of studying kind of different nodes. He did a mana node, he did a life node. Now he's been hitting the books. Oh, we don't have a great library. That's a shame. Do we even have it? Okay, so he's been in the library in the Mages Guild. Yeah. And he's been hitting the books, and he's not Gandalf the Grey anymore, he's Gandalf the White. So let's end turn. That's pretty cool. I like the fact that we've got this one magic user, it's quite fun. And everyone else thinks he's a bit odd and a bit weird, but he's hooked into something and he's like obsessed with his magic. I don't think there's sort of like a magic hero unit I can upgrade him to. I suppose if we do have a war with Oscar Balar and I get what are they called, a great general, I could promote him and turn him into a hero. That could be fun. And we could name him.
We hear the call.
Okay. Well, why not? Still a new forest. Haha. Okay, so he won't be the white, he'll be the blue. Oh. What is your foot? So vitalize, we've got that. Destroy undead. Mobility is pretty cool. Summon earth elemental, I like that. Summon air elemental. Maybe I'll go with that one. Oh. It's a stone skin. Okay, he's going to become a summoner. So we can do earth and air elements. Oh, so So I want to make him a champion. He's got a little glitch on his graphic, but that's fine. Well, red armor is... yeah. Yeah, he can stay there. I mean, it is our... it's our city of science. Oh, really? Why can't... might be because there's a village there? Probably. Okay, well, I don't want to kick the people out, so we'll go there. Let them stay in their homes. I kind of wonder what kind of... would there be like leftover remnants of a kind of cross between Dovriello and Hyborim? Or even with my people and Dovriello? This is a bit of a hinterland. I would imagine if there were any sort of Hyborim units or beings still living around here, they probably would have been killed by the human populations. I don't think they would have intermixed. They're just too demonic. But I could see maybe some families for Dovriello and my people would intermarry there. And this is always interesting, isn't it? This is kind of completely relevant to our times as well. It's kind of funny how when patently obvious people, or obviously evil people, don't see themselves as evil. It's a very interesting psychological phenomenon, but you know, Auric is doing world leader status now. He's accusing other people of being evil, and as we all know, it's written here, he is evil. So see you later, evil dude. Try and trick me with your bullshit lies. No way. Yep, they can wait on a turn. Oh, nice. Oh, to a high priest leaves, yeah. Why not? Ah, yeah, here we go. So these guys are just city attack specialists. Ah, here we go. That's one of them. Come on, great prophet. Yes. I can do it this turn. So construct Altar of the Lunator Divine. Boom. Like the next, and there's one other that's kind of coming. I think when we looked around in the last game, there was one other that was coming quite soon, but then there was going to be a bit of a gap, so we may end up getting embroiled in this war first before we actually finish constructing our altar. And I'm happy to do that because Osgurbalar is, I think, is the most dangerous evil threat left, and also I owe her because she, where's her dirty, she definitely is the one that brought Bassium in the world, just because she who oh, did she not discover it then? That's kind of interesting. Okay, so it seems like she doesn't have the holy city for... Oh, yes, she does. Of course she does, in the capital, yeah. So she founded that religion, and on founding that religion, she summoned the Infernals and decided to put it on our lovely island. So she's got off scot-free, and all she's done is just basically taken over and killed and slaughtered everybody else. I think the banner were over here, weren't they, here? So she deserves a bit of a bloody nose for past actions. And I kind of don't play the game like min-maxing, because one thing you see AI do is they'll put these villages in tiles, you know, like if they're not specialist farming tiles, then generally they'll build villages, and they tend to focus that over production, so they're pushing kind of money there. I think they're pushing the wealth thing. I don't tend to do it often. I'm not sure. So we're doing gold for horses. Well, I'll give him that. Here you go. That to me would make more sense. So we're still struggling here with these guys. Do I have I could be trading deer, but let's do an aqueduct. Yeah, okay, we've got it in. And they're going to be doing like the others, they're just going to wait for the forest to grow. He's got his other promotion now. Yvain, doing what he loves doing, looking for us. Yeah, so like I tend to, you know, I suppose if I've got like a tile like that, I'm more likely to put a workshop in it than a village, and focus on production over wealth. Yeah, because I think I tend to do that with spare cities as a wealth boost more than building these kind of villages. The AI disagrees and does it the other way. I mean, there's a possibility I could get gunpowder just randomly turning up in a mine, like this one here maybe. The one just below Ultigar. So there's a small chance you can find stuff if a mine is established on a like a barren hill and there isn't a source already there. You can discover stuff. I'm just worried about not having man of wars in my fleets. It'll probably be okay. I mean, once our invasion fleet has landed in the south, and if it looks like they're just going to stay and conquer, I could maybe look at using our frigates from that fleet just to kind of go around and get some experience. Maybe if I just build them up with lots of experience, they'd at least be competitive with the man of wars. Not sure. Oh yeah. This poor guy just didn't tainted for so long now. Oh. Yes. Genesis. Does that affect me? Okay, this turn could take a while. Let's see. So that was Fairy Overconia. She did the Genesis one. Now I think Genesis, it improves all the tiles by one. It's a global wonder, it seems to me. I'm just hoping it doesn't crash. Oh. Okay, no, we're still... I'm pretty sure it's a global one, so I think it isn't... Or does it just affect your own civilization? Dungeon. What else have we got? There's a gambling house. So let's do a gambling house first, then we'll tax the gamblers. New forest, no. No. Okay, so interesting. Because we've got someone down here, haven't we? Okay, it seems like it just affected... Did it though? That's kind of weird. Okay, I'm not sure it did much. Because, yeah, all these tiles, I mean... Well, there is snow here. Maybe she had a lot more snow and then that went tundra. And this would have all been tundra? I don't think so yet. So I'm not seeing the change. Ah, here we go. Oh, I'm going to have to get all the guys off the boats again, aren't I? They're going to have to go into Ultigar and then back on the boats. Oh, okay. Well, there's nothing higher than Mithril for me to use, so it's the last time I have to do it. But why won't you be my friend? You're an elf, and I epitomise the religion and love of nature of elves, even evil ones. You have the Fellowship of Leaves, and I gave it to you in all your cities. So we definitely seem to have a food issue with this one. Hunting Lodge. Success, okay. Analogous. The mole for Fairy Overconia. And the voice of evil on our round table of good nations. So I can't put one there. forest. We can wait. New forest. We know how this game goes. Yeah. You are just simply... So 1610, that's powerful. I think I'm gonna pop back up there. Let's get up to our boats. Now then. Goodness. How do you do this? So I unload all. Thank you. And then we'll do that. Is it really going to be like that? Oh no, here we go. Hold all units of the same type. Oh no. No, they stay. They don't upgrade. Oh. So you sleep. You go there. Don't think so. You can. So all units of the same type. Sleep. All units of the same type. Can they use? They can't use stuff now. I don't think they do they? I guess they sleep. They just have the promotions. Okay, now then. Yeah, no, they don't. So in fact, actually, I might have all my stuff there anyway. Okay, so that's worth knowing. So what we'll do is we'll move them there. Yeah, that makes sense. So actually I had organised it previously so that, yeah, all the ones that can get promotions will. 16, 15. Maybe he doesn't actually. Attempts of design. Kind of interesting. They should, shouldn't they? Oh no, mithril weapons. Okay, no, yeah, it is that. It's that. It's that promotion. Yeah, they can. Oh, yeah, mithril weapons. Promote unit. Oh no, shock. Mithril weapons. Okay, you can. Yep. Yeah, we got it. Not you. No, that's just shock. Not you. You should. Yeah, mithril weapons. Okay. Yeah, so it's just our champions. Okay, and actually our longbowmen are limited to iron as well. So, which kind of makes sense. So it's just, yeah, it's literally off physical sort of melee or flanking weapons. What about our chariots? Yeah, they get it. Okay. Alright, so I learned some stuff there. Yeah, you do that. Yes. Oh, hold on. How? I haven't actually researched mithril weapons yet. I mean, I've got Mithril. So how did that work? So I might be in line for another bonus actually. After doing that research, we'll see. So what could have? So what enabled me to utilise the Mithril? I'm gonna have to go and have a look at the technology tree. I mean, it's one thing I do love about this game is okay, we're spreading Persian leaves to barbarian cities. One thing I do love about this game is, like, you know, what's it, like 2005, 2007, something like that. I learn stuff all the time about the mechanics, how it works, the little finer details of it. It's like such a deep game, you know, especially like the Beyond the Sword expansion, just elevated it to a different level, and it's a level that I don't think Civ has ever recaptured. Partially, I think it was the. So let's have a look at this. If I go to research, no, sorry. If I go to. Yeah. Partially, I think it's because just the. Here we go. That's what it was. It was mithril working. So there was a step before mithril weapons. So as soon as you have mithril working, you can use the resource and it gives you the bonus, and then mithril weapons gives you a special unit, which will be the phalanx. Okay, that's quite cool. But yeah, so I think what happened, like after Civ 4, Civ 5 had like a completely new ideology sort of pasted onto it that in theory does sound interesting, because one of the problems Civ has had always is the way it handled its armies. You know, going all the way back to Civ 1, and you would have these sort of like you'd have the little tile that looked like little cardboard pieces that would like slide around, and you couldn't really kind of like form armies with them or anything. You just had them, and if they were on the same tile, if they were occupied in the same tile space, either they were friends and they would stack up, or they were enemies and they would fight. And you go through the whole sequence of Civ games up until this one, Civ 4, and it's kind of the same thing. They have added a slightly different mechanic in that you can actually create an army stack and move it as a thing, as an army stack. But the problem with it was there wasn't a limit on that stack. So you had, you know, what became known as the Stacks of Doom issue. And a reaction to that was what happened in Civ 5 when they decided to limit. It so you could only have one army type per tile. Which I understand why. It's a reaction to the Stacks of Dooms from Civ 4. I understand it, but it's kind of like it's going too far. And because one of the other franchises I used to play, like after Civ 1 and Civ 2, is I got into the Call to Power games, and actually the DNA from my involvement in the modding community with that, and just the Call to Power series, is here in Civ 4, particularly with the Beyond the Sword expansion, because a bunch of the guys that worked on that Beyond the Sword expansion were working for years modding Call to Power. And I like to feel my little contribution was the religion aspect, because it's pretty much it's as religion works in Civ 4, Beyond the Sword expansion, it's kind of like how I thrashed it out in a, because you had religious units in Call to Power 2, but they were just there to kind of like convert cities, which was a way just to take money and culture influence from them. But we'd worked out like a rather expanded kind of feature where you could have different religions and all this kind of stuff, and pretty much, I love playing this game because when I play it and the way the religions work in it, and particularly for a mod like this from Level 2 where it's literally all about that, we follow the Fellowship beliefs, you've got the Infernals, the religious component's very strong, and I absolutely love it because it's exactly how I was hoping religion would be handled in these kind of games, in terms of how they do cause wars and conflicts, and they define identity, and they have that cultural influence and uniqueness. So I love that part of it, partially because it was something that I'd thrashed out like over a decade ago in the Call to Power modding scene. But like the combat thing, Call to Power 2 did combat right back in Civ 2 times. In Call to Power 2 you had a defined army, but it was of limited size. I think you could have 12 units maximum per army stack, and within that army it divided units up into frontline melee troops, you had ranged troops, and you had flanking troops, and all the different unit types that you would get would fit into one of those three categories. And it sort of has a little bit of that in Civ 4, but not really. And so what happened is when two armies met in Call to Power 2, it brought up a different screen where you actually saw the two armies laid out facing each other in that formation of like front rank, rear rank and flank rank, and they would duke it out, and it was a much better combat, a much better way of resolving combat in a Civ type game than Civ has ever had. And to my mind, what they did in Civ 5 with the 1 unit per tile thing for the armies, the AI just couldn't work that, and it completely hamstrung the combat ability of the AI to fight properly. In Civ 4, if you get stacks of dooms, it's painful, but that gives the AI an advantage. Like certain factions have an advantage because they just churn out like heaps of kind of cheap units, and it's a problem, and you will lose cities to it. So that made it a challenge, and to get the right kind of army to take down a stack of doom was you had to do it well. So I don't know. For me, this is the last great good Civ game. It then moved on to like the DLC thing, like a bit like the Paradox model now, where they give you a base game, but they design it with some other features and they take them out, and then they sell them to you later as small DLC to add different stuff, and you sort of end up with this sort of almost Frankenstein-esque game that as you're playing, so if you're a fan, you buy the base game at the beginning, but it's missing some features that, particularly when I'm talking about the Civ franchise, the later Civ games miss features that are all present in the base game, if you count Beyond the Sword expansion as part of the base Civ 4 game. So it was sort of, for me, from Civ 5 onwards, it was hamstrung kind of like by marketing. They designed it to be more kind of compartmental, and you would add systems in as DLCs later. And the problem with that, like I said, for me, since Paradox started doing that with Crusader Kings 2, I think, that kind of system of development, is the game feels very Frankenstein in that it doesn't quite gel as a coherent unit, because it's really hard to design a system like that. It's hard enough to design a game system that works nicely with all components balanced and well thought out as it is, but when you're designing it for a marketing reason to take into account that you're then going to pull some bits out, but still have to keep that game playable and fun, and then add those bits back in later. No. You know, it might fill your coffers a bit, but it turned me off as a gamer and a gamer who likes deep, complicated games. So I kind of stopped. I did get Crusader Kings 2, and I think I got about 5 or 6 of the DLC, up to something like the Viking bits, whatever the Viking bits were. But, you know, there's sections that, like, there's the whole Rome, there's a Rome element in that, where you have sort of independent city-states or something weird like that, and I never really got a grasp on how that all worked properly, just because of the problem with designing those kind of systems in that way. So yes, Crusader Kings 2 was the last Paradox game I bought as a Paradox fan-ish, kind of. And you know, I'm interested in Stellaris, but I'm not going to ever buy it until it's a gold edition, including all the DLCs that have ever been released in one pack. You know, so basically it's meant I haven't been giving them any money for the last 7 or 8 years, even though I'm a target demographic for them. Just because I don't like this design process that kind of, I feel like nickels and dimes the gamer. So Civ 4 Beyond the Sword expansion, plus some great mods, for me that's the ultimate Civ. I can't kind of, I've tried it, but I can't move beyond it. So we are now here. I think we're done. I'm going to save. I'll leave us on the cliffhanger of Mithril Weapons next term. Let's put this in here. LP. But then, again, one time I shut this off and it hadn't finished. Oh, dear me. Yeah, not going to repeat that. Okay, we're done. So, stay safe out there, guys. Take care. See you next time. Bye-bye.